All right, this is the distance spring tutorial. I am doing the route where you skip building the glue-on drive bridge in this video. There's another route where you build the glue-on drive bridge, and basically it's one less trick you have to learn, but it's like about 50 seconds slower on the Switch version. So I would recommend learning the glue-on drive skip version. It's not that hard, honestly. It's just one extra trick you have to learn. And it's a faster route anyway, so it's easier to get everything done in one day. So yeah, I would definitely recommend learning this. But if you really want to learn the other route, just because it's a little easier, you can just watch the GameCube tutorial I have for that and use the tricks from this video in that route. So yeah. Getting into it, we want to have... really, we're just going to use 90 blues and 10 yellows on this day. So as long as you have that, then you're good. The only thing is, I guess, deaths. Blue deaths can be a little unfortunate on this route. If you lose any blues in the second half of the day, that's a major time loss. But it's not honestly that easy to lose blues. The only time you should ever really lose blues is from... Okay, the only time you should ever lose blues, and it's not your fault, is from snitch bugs. But as long as you don't make any like large mistakes, you shouldn't really ever lose blues here. But take out your 90 blues and hold down while this text box is going away, just so we can speed up the yellow onion later. And so as soon as I exit the text box, I head over here. I want to throw 29 up on this ledge. I don't want to throw any more than that because I will need at least 61 for the bridge later. You can feel free to throw less than 29 if you want to throw 27 or 28 because you think you may have deaths on the shearwigs near the bridge. Then that's okay. The important part is you have 61 for the bridge later. But as you're throwing them up on the ledge here, I actually don't like throwing them at a particular part on the ledge here. I find it easier to just aim on the top of this higher ledge, and they'll all bounce off the wall and land in a pretty good spot over here. And then once you think you've thrown your 29, you can head to the right here and just wait over here until all of the Pikmin are to the right of this corner, so none get trapped on the left here. And then while you're walking around here, the only things you want to avoid is you don't want any blues right next to you to fall in this little gap here. You'll have to then C-stick them back here up this ramp to get them out. And then also if any blues on the ledge here fall, it's recoverable if they fall here or in the water here. If they fall in this water in the back here, it's unrecoverable. You cannot get those blues again. But if they do fall here, then you can just whistle them and C-stick them up this way, and there's a ramp that they can actually go up here to get back up on the wall. So, but yeah, obviously you don't want them to fall, or else that'll lose time. So just keep C-sticking kind of up and to the right here, so they're kind of moving towards the wall. So when you get to this part, you want to walk right up into the corner here, and you do want to be like all the way up in the corner and have the camera facing this way. And I'm holding C-stick up here until I see a lot of them start coming around the corner, this corner right here. Then I'll start doing a little bunchy circles to get them all to bunch up more, and then I'll hold a C-stick up and then C-stick right to just move them around the corner. And then I'll dismiss them, and they'll all come in this corner, and then they'll grab the part. That can be a little hard if you find you're not great at that, and a lot of the time they like fall off the ledge here. The other strat you can do is when you get here, before they come around the ledge, or before they come around the corner, you can dismiss, whistle them all, move into this corner, and just hold C-stick up, and they should all just come around around this corner, and then you can dismiss, and they'll just grab the part. So you can see, right as about half of them around, I start doing C-stick circles, and then do C-stick up, and then to the right, and they move around. It's fine if a couple of them fall off the ledge here. Just remember that, so you can whistle them, and then any extras in your party, just throw down until you have 61 in your party. Throw any extras just right here on the water. But make sure that you don't have the repair type bolt on screen when it falls off the ledge, or else the Pikmin will get deflowered and will fall off the part. So, yeah. So heading over here, I want to kill these 3 shearwigs. This is if you're not confident, maybe you have deaths here, and you'll end up with less than 61 Pikmin here. Then you do want to get extras, so you don't always want to put 29 on that other part. But just try to land them on their heads as they spawn. And also, it's slightly better if you can kill them away from the bridge, so it's easier to C-stick your Pikmin onto the bridge and they don't accidentally grab the Shearwigs. The only other thing is some of the Shearwigs spawn really close to the water, and they'll end up walking into the water. They actually take damage from the water, but what will usually happen is they'll walk into the water and then turn around to face you, and then right about at that point, they'll get to half health from the water, and so they'll start flying. And you can just aim right in front of them, and they'll always fly right into your Pikmin, and that'll one-shot them in the air. The other thing, if you're not super great at one-shotting Pikmin in the air, or the Shear Grips in the air, is if you stand right under them with Olimar, any Pikmin that hit them on the way up will also one-shot them. So you can just like walk under them and start mashing A. But regardless, just try to C-stick all 61 of your Pikmin on here. And I don't think I've actually talked about bridge ranges yet, but the reason you want 61 here is because the speed of a bridge is not exactly linearly proportional to how many Pikmin are on it. It's actually different ranges of Pikmin will all build at the same speed. So it's something like, I think like 52 to 60 Pikmin all will build the bridge at the exact same speed, and then 61 to like 70 or something like that will all build it at the exact same slightly faster speed. The speed of 61 is what we want in order to arrive at this bridge right as it finishes building later. So that's why if we only put 60, we would have to wait a long time for this bridge later to get built. So make sure to put 61 and not 60 or less. Also, if you have any Pikmin on the side here, you may have C-sticked them and they're not idle, like they're not light blue, so it looks like they're on the bridge, but they're on the side here. They actually don't count towards the total, which you can see later when the bridge is built more and it's over here. Any of those Pikmin that seem like they're on it but aren't, they're on the side here. They won't have moved onto it. They'll still be over here. So that's why they don't count. You got to make sure they're all on the front here. But once they all are, you can head over here and wait for this part. If you're fast and you've beaten it to the shore, you do still want to wait till it's on the shore. Just the timing of everything works out a bit better later if you whistle it. Wait for it and whistle it when it's on the shore, basically. And then zoom in and head over here. You don't want to go too far to the right because you don't want to distract that first Wollywog yet. So I just like walking on the edge of this little beach here. And then there's another Wollywog to the right that you can't see off screen. Sometimes it jumps at you, sometimes it doesn't. It honestly doesn't matter either way. But yeah, just keep walking. And then head up on this island. The only thing you want to avoid here is if you go too far to the right, let me show you. Too far to the right, like on these islands, you can accidentally activate the Smoky Prog, which will just kill all your Pikmin. So don't do that, but I'll show you later exactly what the activation radius is. But you don't have to be too worried about it right now. Just walk over this island and keep heading straight. And then once I see this island here, I will, and this is, you can see it's the island because it's like a pentagon. I will put the camera over my head to keep the blowhog deloaded for as long as possible. And then I keep moving forward, and once I hear the whooshing sound of it and the water dimples, then I'll zoom out the camera to see what the blowhog's doing, because I want to be in front of the blowhog to lure it. Alright, so yeah, walk in front, lure this guy. Imagine a line perpendicular to this wall that goes through this plant, so it's just like a line right here with my mouse. As long as the blowhog is on this side of the line, when it dies, then its part will take a good path down this way, not through any water dimples. If the blowhog dies on this side of the line, then it'll take a path up this way through water dimples, and your Pikmin will all die. So just make sure you kill it on this side. And you want to pull it over here, but not too far. If you see the blowhog is kind of stuttering back and forth, like left and right a little bit, then that means it's actually too far and it can't quite get a good angle on Olimar to blow on him all the time. So you just want to move a little bit more to the left just to stay in its radius, basically, so it can get ready to suck up air and blow on Olimar, so you can actually get start killing it. So here, as it does a couple of like quick bounces here, I know it's about to suck up and blow air on me. So that's when I'll move under it and start throwing on it. As long as you are kind of to the left of the nose here and your Pikmin to the left of the nose, then they shouldn't get hit by the air. But it's better safe than sorry. Just be a little farther to the left here so your Pikmin don't get deflowered. and just try to throw all your Pikmin on it, and then it's kind of just a timing thing. It's not like a damage thing or anything. Once it's taken damage for, it's maybe about like 3 or 4 seconds, then it'll start shaking your Pikmin off, which will deflower them before it'll rise up again. Obviously, you don't want them to get deflowered, so you want to whistle off right before it shakes. I can't really give good tips on that other than just practice this part, and you'll get the timing down of when you can whistle off. And as soon as you whistle off, just start throwing them on again as it rises up, and then it should die. And I only want to throw 27 Pikmin on this part, which is called the Interstellar Radio, I think. You can beat it back to base if you throw 29, but there are certain things that can happen, like trips or like a yellow doesn't grab a bomb, that are kind of out of your control, that if any of those happen, then you don't beat it back to base and you miss the opportunity to get the cutscene skip. But if you only throw 27 on it, then as long as you don't make any mistakes, then you should always beat it back to base. But then also if there's 27, you don't have to wait too long for it to get back to base. So it's just a happy medium basically to put 27 on. And I'm essentially waiting to see where its shadow is, because where it falls is slightly random. So once I see where it's about to fall, I'll just dismiss my Pikmin onto it and move away so I don't get the text box. And then off screen it so that the Pikmin will grab it. Pikmin grab things a little easier if they're off screen. And then right when I get around here to this little bit of the island, I turn around to make sure all 27 are on. If 1 or 2 didn't grab, I'll just whistle them and go. I don't try to like re-throw on, because a lot of time, even if you throw Pikmin back onto it, they don't grab it. So if anyone didn't grab, I'll just walk back, whistle them, and then head over this way. But so this is the Smoky Prog Egg. Its activation radius is essentially, you see these kind of, there's like 8 or so islands immediately around the egg. Right in the middle of those islands is the edge of the circle for the activation radius. So as long as you don't go farther right than like this, then you shouldn't activate it. But just to be safe, I like to stay in the water over here on the left. And also, if any Pikmin enter this radius, that'll activate it too. So just make sure you didn't have anyone trip, and then they may end up walking through it later. But that usually shouldn't happen because you only have 2 Pikmin. So yeah, walk this line. This Wollywog, sometimes it jumps, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter. You don't need to lure any Wollywogs here, because having 27 on the part makes it fast enough that the Wollywog can never crush it. And then you remember you held down when you exited the blue onion text box. So right before you open the yellow onion text box, hold down so that the yellows, it goes to 10 Pikmin in 1 frame, essentially. And then this Wollywog is the only one, I think it's actually the only one in the entire day that you need to distract. Just make it jump to the right here a little bit. And then once it does, you can see stick your yellows to the left. Keep an eye out for trips on the yellows. If you have time, and like this bridge isn't done yet, it's fine to dismiss and whistle them so they don't die. But honestly, if even 1 yellow dies, it's okay to have 1 yellow death here, because you only need 9 bombs. So 1 yellow death is not that bad, and you can just grab 1 extra yellow later. And then once this is done, you want to move forward, throw 2 blues onto 1 Shearwig here. You don't want to throw only 1, or else it's too slow and it can mess with that one Wollywog that we distracted earlier. So just make sure to throw 2 here. And then to get a good tight line here, just keep Olimar away from the Pikmin. Just keep walking as much as you can and C-stick them back a little bit, and then just do like fast circles with the C-stick, and that should keep them kind of in a line behind Olimar. If anyone trips here, any blues or 1 yellow, like I said, 1 yellow death is fine if it trips and runs in the water. The only thing is here, when you dismiss, you want to hold C-stick up, and then right as the blues are about to get there, then you'll dismiss. And the yellows will go near you and the blues onto the part. And then here you would turn around. Any blues that tripped, like around here, they may just start walking towards you, but they'll stop around here, and then they would aggro onto the bull bear. So just any trips, make sure to whistle them before they hit the bull bear here. But if that didn't happen, just grab your 10 yellows. You only need 9 bombs, like I said earlier. You don't want 10 bombs, because you'll have an extra bomb that you have nothing to do with. So throw 5 here, and then 4 there. And then turn around. It's fine to activate this text box. It's kind of unavoidable. Whistle anyone that didn't grab, and then listen for the Pikmin to grab bombs here. They make that little like wah sound whenever they grab a bomb. If you hear a sound that sounds like a Pikmin going like aw, that means it didn't grab a bomb. As soon as you hear that, grab your yellow and throw it at this other skull, because there's supposed to be 5 bombs per skull. But every once in a while, one of the skulls will only spawn 4. So if that happened in this skull, then you can try to throw your yellow on this other skull, and there should be one more bomb in here. If there's not, then you just kind of got unlucky. It's really rare, but it happens every once in a while. But there is a backup bomb later. So yeah. Just wait here a little bit so that the bombs don't get stuck in the skull. And then look at your number here. If you threw 27 on the part and you had no on the Interstellar radio earlier and you had no deaths, then you should have 21 Pikmin here. And I don't want to touch the C-stick here because I want to be able to visually count how many bombs I have just to make sure no one's stuck in the skull. So here I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 bombs, so I know no one got stuck, so I'm good to move forward here. And then this guy, you'll need to distract him one more time this way, because he's a little close to the, whatever the bolt part here, that he can actually sometimes jump at it and crush the Pikmin as they're trying to grab it. So just try to try to distract him this way one more time. And you may think like, oh, this is dangerous. He's near the massage machine path. But the massage machine, if it has 50 Pikmin on it, it's actually fast enough that he can never crush it. And then right here, so if anything happened, like a trip or someone didn't grab a bomb, then the Interstellar radio will be about to get collected, and you can whistle right now. But if nothing went wrong and you're fast enough, then just wait a little bit for it to get pretty close to the ship, and then you can whistle off of it. And then throw just about 20 onto the extraordinary bolt here, or whatever, repair type bolt here. I don't like throwing more than that because if this is too fast, then it ends up traffic jamming with the massage machine here. So just throw 20 so it's just a little bit slower than the massage machine. And then dismiss and grab your bombs. And so this one cycle on this gate, it's honestly not too hard. It's all about positioning and speed of throwing your bombs. So I have the cursor at the max distance here, and it's right in front of the gate right here. As long as you have it right here and you just mash A like 9 or 10 times, don't touch the C-stick at all, just mash A, then all 9 bombs to drop them, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if any didn't, then just real quick, once the bombs explode, then throw the remaining stragglers onto the wall there. The only other thing is you have to pay attention here. Every once in a while, it's really rare, but every once in a while you will see the Snitch bug here. If that happens, don't throw your bombs here because they can actually end up turning and throwing their bombs at the Snitch bug. Just try to lure the Snitch bug this way so you can kill it in your base. And then anyone that didn't grab here, make sure to whistle them right now. And I'm zoomed in here, intentionally not looking kind of up this way at all. Past the Interstellar radio because that's where the blowhog is, and I don't want the blowhog to be anywhere near my base, or it'll blow the Pikmin after the cutscenes and deflower them. One thing about, or I guess 2 things about the cutscene skips here is I don't want to stand here when I get to cutscene skips because then any parts that I haven't activated the text boxes on, I'll activate the text boxes when they move to the ship here because it's close enough that it'll Olimar be close enough to activate the discovery text box. So that's one thing, is use this side of the ship for your cutscene skips. The other thing is that almost all the parts in Distant Spring, they move here and then hook a left for a few frames before entering the ship, instead of just entering the ship as they get here. So keep that in mind when you time your A presses for the cutscene skips. And then also, actually, I got a little unlucky here. When a part gets collected, the ship kind of like bounces around sometimes. And when it bounces, it can actually push Olimar a little bit. Because it pushed me there, I wasn't able to get a cutscene skip on that other part. But yeah, unfortunate. Also, I collect the Interstellar radio right now, but actually probably shouldn't. It would have been faster to do it later because I can collect it while I'm waiting on other things later. But it's not the end of the world. If you want to just do it now, you can just get out of the way now. And then once that's all done, whistle all your Pikmin. You should have 100 Pikmin here. If you don't have 100, then likely things are either there's 2 under the onion here that grabbed the Shearwig from earlier, or there may be some yellows and or blues that you dismissed over here that you didn't grab. But yeah, so once you're done with that, head over to this area. Keep an eye out, actually, as you're heading over here. This is usually the earliest you'll ever see the Snitch bug. Sometimes it can be hanging out around here. If you see it around here, like near these bull bears, then try to just, I guess, lure it towards your base and kill it in your base, because it's really dangerous to fight it near the bull bears and in particular the blowhog. But if it's not here, then you can just head up this way. As a beginner, it is kind of hard to keep the Pikmin in a tight enough grouping to not go in the water and also not wake up the bull bear here. So don't feel bad if you have to hook a right around this bull bear. But this bull bear has nectar to the right, a nectar patch, and so a lot of the times if you try to move to the right on this bull bear, then your Pikmin end up grabbing the nectar, and then the blowhog blows them into the bull bear and wakes it up. So for this bull bear, I would recommend going on the left side of it, and this one's actually easier. There's more space on the left side here, so more space on this side than there is on this side. So definitely stay on the left side of this bull bear. The next likely place that you may see Snitch is here. Right here is a pretty safe place to kill them because there's no bull bears really nearby and there's no blowhogs. This blowhog will never come over here. That's actually what I do here is I move up this way and then I notice this snitch bug, and I'm like, oh, okay, if this snitch bug is here, this is a good time to kill it. I just try to lure it, and so basically the way that snitch bugs work is they will never swoop at Olimar. They always swoop at the closest Pikmin to them. So I try to keep that closest Pikmin to them right next to Olimar, so they'll swoop right over Olimar's head, and then as they swoop, I just mash A, and make sure your cursor isn't near any bull bears or something so you don't throw a Pikmin on the bull bear. But as it swoops over Olimar's head, mash A, and almost always at least one Pikmin should latch on to the snitch bug, and that will always make it fall. And then once it falls, you can either swarm or dismiss onto it. Dismissing is actually a little faster, and I show that in some examples later that dismissing is actually a better way of dealing with this. But in this particular case, I just swarmed it because I wasn't really used to dismissing yet. And then as soon as it rises up, it has a chance of either shaking off or falling back down again. If it shakes your Pikmin off, it will deflower them, which we don't want to deal with that. So I will almost always whistle them right before it finishes rising up, so they don't get deflowered, and they'll just throw Pikmin again to try to knock it down again. I got a little lucky here that it just fell again anyway, so I didn't need to throw again. But once it drops to the ground again, just either dismiss onto it or C-stick onto it again. The one advantage, though, also the dismiss strat has over C-sticking is because you've just thrown some Pikmin, Pikmin are in a state where they don't really want to latch onto things for a few seconds. But if you dismiss them, then they'll immediately latch onto him. So that's why usually the dismiss strat is better. I just wasn't comfortable with it when I recorded this video. So. Oh, and then also here, snitch bugs cannot die in midair. They will always have to fall down to the ground first and then die. But I've recognized that it's actually taken enough damage that it is dead here, basically. So I know I don't have to whistle, because since I know it's basically dead, it won't shake. It'll always, at this point, fall to the ground and then die. So, yeah, that's why I didn't whistle here. And then just head over here to this area. And so if you didn't fight the snitch bug here, then most of the time you will immediately head through this log here from the area over here. And maybe you had a trip, like a blue tripped over here, and you didn't notice it, and it runs through the water. And once you go through the stump here, that blue is on this left side of the stump, and it's kind of separated from you. That's actually fine. You don't need to go back and get it now. You can get it after you kill the ACB here, and there's kind of an easy way to. I'll basically show you that after I kill the ACB, or explain it. So one thing with ACB is once you throw a Pikmin into its snout, it will try to run away from Olimar. And you can take advantage of that by, once you throw a Pikmin in its snout, try to stand on this side of it so that it moves towards the exit, so that when it dies, the bowsprit is close to the exit, so it's faster to collect it later. So here, I move on this side, and then kind of make it go this way. And you don't really even need to move with Olimar at all. You can just move your cursor and just get at least 30 Pikmin on its back. That should be enough to kill it. If you see that when it's like wherever it's going to die isn't super near the exit, like it's going to die over here or something, I tend to throw around 50 on it, just because that's the max load of the bowsprit, so that when it dies, all 50 grab the bowsprit, and it goes to the exit very quickly while I'm loading up this bridge. But here I saw it was going to die right kind of in the middle, so I threw about 40, just to give it kind of a medium speed. So, yeah. And then once you know it's going to die, then you can turn and throw 30 blues onto the bridge here. Real quick before I forget, let me explain also how to... So if you have any blues that are stuck on this side of the... like right here, if any blues are stuck on this side of the stump, then once you kill it, dismiss, whistle your yellows, and then whistle that blue, and then hold a yellow and just tap R to swap that blue into your hand, and that'll just teleport it over the wall. Same thing if it's yellow over here, then just whistle the yellow, whistle only blues, and then hold the blue and tap R to bring the yellow over to you. But anyway, throwing onto this bridge, these Pikmin, the 30 Pikmin are on this bridge, are the only Pikmin that are ever really at risk of getting snitch bugged, because they'll be unintended for about a minute here. So keep an eye up on the stump area over here. If you see any shadows, that's a snitch bug. So just make sure if there's a snitch bug here, lure it and kill it now so it doesn't mess with the Pikmin later. And then once I've thrown 30, I like to wait until the bowsprit is right about here, right at the exit, and then I'll whistle off and then leave the area. So a couple places that snitch bugs can be a lot of the times when you exit this area, kind of rarely, although not that rarely, honestly, there may be some snitch bugs right over the water here. If that's the case, walk to the edge of the water here and just kind of lure them onto land, and then you can fight it right around here, right around the stump. Same thing if there's any snitch bugs right here. There's shearwigs here and shearwigs here, so it's not super safe to fight the snitch bug kind of near those. So you should probably lure it over to the stump as well, and then just try to fight it around here. But so I only need 9 bombs for this next section, so I generally like to throw 1 yellow to the side so I don't get 10 bombs, because if you have 10 bombs it's fine, but then you have to deal with the 1 extra bomb and getting rid of it, which loses a bit of time. So I just throw that 1 yellow to the side, and then grab a yellow and hold A to get all the yellows in front. And then as you're throwing your yellows at the bombs here, just C-stick away kind of down to the left of Olimar, and that'll keep the blues away from you and the yellows close to you so you don't accidentally throw any blues. And then the pilot seat has a max carry of 25, but the pilot seat you can actually beat to, just barely, you can beat it back to the ship later. And it's a lot easier to beat it back if you delay it from moving as fast as possible. So I usually, or as much as possible. So I usually throw 24 onto it, and then go through this little crook in the stump here, dismiss, so I don't have many bombs in my party, grab my blues, and then just throw the 1 extra onto it before I head over to this area. Also, actually, one thing about throwing Pikmin here is, because I got the cutscene skips earlier on the massage machine stuff, they mess with the audio a lot of the time, and like here, I lost the sound of throwing Pikmin. That just doesn't play right now. I usually use that sound to count how many Pikmin I have, either that or I'll use my Pikmin count. But I don't have the sound, and there are Pikmin grabbing bombs right now, so they'll be joining my party, and so I don't know exactly how many Pikmin I have total. So I'll just count A presses, and when in doubt, throw fewer. Like if you are not sure if you've thrown 24 or 25, it's fine to stop. Even if you've only thrown 23, that's okay. You can throw 2 later. But if you've thrown 26, then that's bad, and you'll have to lose some time to get that 1 blue on this over back to you. So yeah, just when in doubt, just throw fewer onto this. And then once you're sure of numbers, then you can throw any extras. So here, dismiss, whistle. I see I was correct. I only threw 24, so I'll just throw 1 extra here before heading over. And so this little throwing trick, just to skip a small little puzzle here, you can do this on Wii or Switch. Basically, you see this little shadow here. I just like to stand maybe on the left, like third of, like if you divide the length of it into thirds, stand 1/3 on the left of it, right in the middle, and then aim. You see the ledge here. This is kind of one end. This is the other end of the ledge. Halfway between is right here. I aim just maybe 3/4 of the way on the ledge this way. And then just this time you can use your counter here just to make sure you only throw a 15. You should have 20 after you throw onto this. And then walk over here. You'll need to distract these water dimples, or else they'll eat the Pikmin on here, on this part. If a Pikmin trips here, you'll have to be very quick to react to dismiss and then whistle so it doesn't get eaten. And then lead the water dimples over here. If you don't feel safe with that, like you're not great with your Pikmin management, or you just don't want to lose a run to a Pikmin tripping, you can first, before you distract these, walk over here, dismiss your Pikmin over here, and then start distracting the water Pikmin, or the water dimples. But regardless, whichever one you do, start walking towards the beach, distracting the water dimples. Once the first one turns around, then you can zoom in the camera to deload them. And this is another trick, throwing trick to skip a puzzle. So you'll see this dark shadow here. This is kind of the darkest part of the shadow. There's a bit of a lighter part right up against the wall here, right? This little lighter part. I like to stand right here with Olimar. It's not super precise, but just right at the edge of this lighter part of the shadow. And I'm facing kind of 45 degrees up against this wall. See, I'm not flush this way. I'm not flush this way. I'm kind of 45 degrees up this way. And then I press A to activate motion controls, and I move my cursor to the max distance I can. And then once it's about half covered by the wall, you can see half of it. You can see the purple, the other half is kind of gray because it's behind the wall. Then you can just start mashing A, and your Pikmin should kind of deflect off this first wall and land up here next to the Kronos reactor. And then once you throw all of them, then you immediately want to turn around and get these guys, start distracting them again so they don't kill the Pikmin on the ionium jet. And just keep distracting them until you see the Kronos reactor fall off the wall. If it's off screen, a lot of the time, Pikmin get stuck on top of the wall. That can still happen even if it's on screen, but it's slightly less often. So just keep looking at it until you see it fall off. I got a little lucky here in that none fell off of it. But if some are stuck up on the top here, you'll just want to walk over, just do a long whistle to whistle all the Pikmin. Once they start running towards you, and once all the ones fall off the ledge onto the Kronos reactor, at that point you can just dismiss, they'll all grab it, and then you can keep moving this way. And then grab your bombs. So right here, right when you get here, you'll basically know whether you got snitch bugged on these Pikmin. If you did, kind of just unfortunate, kind of a run over. There's not much you can do about that. If you can see if you can try to save it by whistling them, and it's only 30 blues, so it's kind of annoying. But if you wanted to try to kill the snitch bug, dismiss your bombs here because you don't want to have bombs when there's a snitch bug around, and then just go deal with the snitch bug with these blues. But if nothing like that happened, then I'll just throw my one non-bomb onto the grass here so I don't have to deal with it. And then throw 4 blues, just again right in the front middle of this wall, or sorry, 4 bombs. And then throw 1 bomb right here. It's not really precise. As long as it's kind of around this area, it'll walk to the wall and drop its bomb. Once you let go to throw that Pikmin, then you want to C-stick back and dismiss everyone else, and we'll see your blues. This yellow will always rejoin your party. Once it does, you can just press A to grab a blue and then press R to get the yellow in your hand and just throw it away. And then dismiss your blues onto the bowsprit. And again, try not to get too close to the bowsprit because most of the time you'll have not activated the cutscene yet, or the text box on it, so it just saves a little time to avoid activating it. But once you do dismiss everyone onto it, whistle this 1 yellow, and then your bombs should all be right around here. Whistle the yellow and the bombs. Press A to grab the yellow, and then R to teleport the bomb to you, and just throw that 1 other bomb onto the wall here. And then get rid of, so you'll have 1 yellow from here and then 1 more yellow from the bomb. You just want to get rid of both those yellows. Just use A and then R to get the yellows in your hand and then toss them onto the grass here. And then this is another little bomb trick here. So the positioning of Olimar and of the cursor is pretty important here. If I were to stand like here with Olimar, that's actually too close to this Wollywog and it would end up jumping at me. So you want to imagine essentially a line perpendicular to the wall here, just coming out this way from the wall. Just stand right on that wall, or right on that line, which is essentially where I am. Put your cursor on the ground here. You want to make sure your cursor is not like tilted back. Like, see right here, the cursor is tilted back. If I were to throw a Pikmin right now, it would actually just land in the water. So I make sure it's just flat on the ground there. And then let go of A to throw a bomb. And then I'll press A again to grab another bomb in my hand, and I'm just mashing R the entire time, waiting for this one to drop its bomb and turn into a yellow so it teleports into my hand. Once it does, then I'll toss it over here and do the same thing. Just throw a bomb and then hold the bomb in my hand and just mash R. See, I'm mashing R, and then it's in my hand, so I'll throw it over here, throw the next bomb, mash R until it gets into my hand, and then at that point, I just have 1 bomb left, which I need to get rid of because I don't need it anymore. There's actually a shearwig in the ground here, and if you throw a bomb near a shearwig in the ground, it'll actually still throw the bomb at where the shearwig would be. So I'll just throw it right around here. It should throw the bomb and then rejoin my party. And then there's also shearwigs on the right here. They spawn right about here, but it's kind of random where they are. But as long as there's this dark patch here, as long as you're to the left of this dark patch, then you shouldn't activate the shearwigs. And then again, I'm trying to avoid the Cronus Reactor here, so I don't activate the text box on it. And hook a left around this bull bear. Pay attention to what I'm doing with the C-stick here. When I come around this wall, once I come around it with Olimar, I don't C-stick right at all. I'm only C-sticking up the ramp. If you C-stick to the right, once you're on the ramp, then a lot of times the yellow will fall off the ramp. So just C-stick up once you get onto the ramp. And then again, as I head towards here, I just kind of turn the camera to the right just a little bit, and then just C-stick up the entire time. And as long as you just C-stick up at around this angle, then the yellows should never fall off the ledges here. And then once I get past this little corner here, then I know I'm pretty safe to throw the Pikmin on here. The only thing is keep C-sticking up here and throw kind of slowly. If you don't C-stick up, then the Pikmin will move behind Olimar and fall off the ledge. Or if you throw too fast, then they'll also do that. So just C-stick up and throw kind of slowly so that they all get up there. And then once that's done, I turn around to see if I'm going to beat the pilot seat and Ionium Jet. If I'm like say the Ionia, one of the parts is about to get collected and I'm here, I can do a max range whistle to whistle the Pikmin off of it, so I can get there in time whistle the Pikmin off of it and then just dismiss them back onto it when I reach the ship to try to go for the cutscene skip. But that didn't happen here. Luckily, I was fast enough, so I just go for cutscene skips. This is another time also you may end up encountering the, whatever it's called, the Snitch bug here. This is actually a pretty good time to fight the Snitch bug. If you do see the Snitch bug here, I recommend whistle your Pikmin off of the parts and then deal with it, because you're waiting on other parts to come in later, so you're not actually losing very much time dealing with the Snitch bug now. So if you can, deal with it now if it's here. And just try to bring it into your base, basically, if you see it, so you don't have to deal with the blowhog at all. But yeah. Once both parts come in, if you did not collect the Interstellar radio earlier, now is when you should collect it. Just whistle your Pikmin to dismiss on it. The max load for it is 40, and you have 40 Pikmin here, so it's pretty convenient. And again, because you're waiting for parts to come in right now, you actually essentially lose almost no time from just collecting it now. So yeah, once that's collected, turn around. You want to speed up these parts with the Pikmin you have, but you do have to be careful of the blowhog. The blowhog cannot blow any Pikmin off of parts, but if any Pikmin are like trying to grab a part but haven't yet, then they will get blown, so just be careful of that. I probably should have just tried to speed up the bowsprit here, not the UV lamp, because I don't want to collect the UV lamp now. I just want to whistle it off. And actually, really, I should have whistled off the UV lamp like right around here, but I was trying to go for the cutscene skip here, and it ended up burning me because the bowsprit pushed it too far. But if you can, try to whistle off the UV lamp like right here. But because I was too late, like see, I whistle off the UV lamp here, and then the bowsprit pushes it. I don't want it to push it. I don't want it to be anywhere near here because it messes up the timing of cutscenes later. Because parts, essentially the part that a path takes is consistent if it doesn't bump into anything. And so I always know like how many frames it will take when it does its little like bump up where it like hooks a left here before it gets collected in the ship. I always know how many frames that will be if it doesn't bump into anything, but because the bowsprit bumped into it, and then also later the glue-on drive bumps into the UV lamp as well, it messes up the timing so I don't get the cutscene skips. But you absolutely do not want the UV lamp to be collected now because you will collect it later to get the area cutscene with it. Because it's such a small part, it's really easy to get the area cutscene skip with it. But once everything but UV lamp is collected, whistle everyone. You should have 100 here. And yeah, just head over this way. So yeah, again, if you see the whatever it's called, the snitch bug, like right around here, now that you've collected anything or everything, you want to try to lead it over to this area here. This is the other safe area essentially to kill snitch bugs. It's not close to the blowhog. It's not close to the Wollywog. So right here is a pretty safe place to kill it, and that's what I end up doing here because I see it right now. And again, just to reiterate, I am making it so that the closest Pikmin to the Snitch Bug is right next to Olimar, so it always dives over Olimar's head, so I can almost always get a Pikmin onto it. And then whistle before it shakes off. I got lucky that it didn't, but try to avoid it deflying Pikmin. And then I know it's going to die here because it's such low health, so I don't need to whistle off there. And then just try to grab a blue in your hand and throw it to separate the Pikmin, so it's easy to grab your blues here. And then you do need to distract this Wollywog. Just make it jump this way once. It's not super precise, but just like around this way. And then this is a pretty easy throw, honestly. There's not much to this. You can do this on Wii as well. The only thing is if you try to do this throw from the water, the Pikmin a lot of the times just hit this ledge. They don't make it. So make sure you're standing on the ground on the left here. And then also, if you messed anything up earlier with Wollywogs, when you got the dirt wall earlier, and the Wollywogs jumped over here, they will probably kill these Zirconium Rotor Pikmin. So at this point, you would want to distract them and make them jump over here, just so they're not in the way. But you want to throw around 32 on a Zirconium Rotor. It's not exact, but I just throw around 32 most of the time. That makes the time work out pretty well with it and the glue-on drive. And so now this is the bridge skip trick. So basically, you'll need to push the glue-on drive into the water using the dead bodies of these shearwigs. And you'll want to kill the shearwigs. Essentially, the best placement to kill them, so that they're really like in a good position to push the glue-on drive, is right here, basically in this line. Too far this way, and they won't actually be very close to the glue-on drive. Too far this way, and they end up just like getting carried this way and then towards the bridge before they start doing their little like circles. So just try to kill the shearwigs just like right around here. And also, it's fine if any blues die here. As long as you have at least 50, you're fine. And so most of the time, you'll want to just let the glue-on drive get carried until it stops and gets stuck here. And like I said, if you kill the shearwigs right in that line, they should be in a pretty good place to push the glue-on drive. Essentially, the way this works is these shearwigs, when you start picking them up, they're close enough to the not built bridge that they know they can't move this way. So the Pikmin will just do circles with the shearwigs. And you essentially want to whistle the Pikmin off when they do a half circle. So this shearwig will do a circle like this. I want to whistle it off when it's right here. And then I'll pick it up again, and it'll do another circle like this. I want to whistle it off when it's right here. And so just again, you want to make it do semicircles this way and this way and this way. And the entire time, it'll be pushing the glue-on drive into the water. A couple things to pay attention to here is if, like, say you didn't kill the shearwigs in a great place and they're all too far to the right, then you essentially want to do the same thing where you control the semicircles, but you want to make them, essentially you want to whistle the Pikmin off so that the shearwigs start moving left so they're in front of the glue-on drive here. Like say this shearwig, I would whistle them off when they're here, and then I would pick it up again and whistle it off when it's over here, and then whistle off when it's over, so it's in a good placement to push the glue-on drive. But this was in a really good place here. It's like essentially right where I need it to be. So I just C-stick and then whistle, and then C-stick and then whistle, and then C-stick and then whistle, just over and over again as it pushes glue-on drive. And it's helpful here to have a lot of Pikmin in your party available to C-stick onto the shearwig. Like if you only had like 8 Pikmin in your party and you're trying to C-stick onto the shearwig, then there aren't that many Pikmin to collide with the shearwig, so chances are they won't grab it very quickly. So you do want to whistle a lot of Pikmin. Like you should have at least half of your Pikmin in your party right now, so it's easy to C-stick them on to the shearwig. And also, I'm not really moving much with Olimar for the most part. I'm just kind of keeping him where he is and just C-stick whistling, just so I don't have to worry about the left stick at all. I'm only worrying about the C-stick and the B-press, basically. And keep an eye on this little, I guess, like the rim of the glue-on drive here. you can see almost right here it's disappeared under the ground here. That's when you know the next big push will push it into the water. So there you go. Now it's gotten that big push into the water. At that point, whistle everyone off of your shear wigs and just C-stick them onto the glow on drive. Do what you can to get them all on there, but if there's one that doesn't grab it and it's just like in your party for like 1 or 2 seconds, it's still not grabbing it, just dismiss it and hope that it grabs. It's fine if it doesn't and you leave it behind, but you need to be quick once this starts moving. You get over here to distract this Wallywog this way so it doesn't crush the Pikmin. And then this ledge right here, essentially the glow and drive will take a path like this and then up the ledge. If it's on screen when it tries to go up the ledge here, this little beach, then it actually won't be able to make it up and it'll get stuck and then the Wallywog will kill those Pikmin. So just keep it off screen essentially for the entire rest of the day until it arrives at the base. And so your yellow should always be right around here. Just throw 1 yellow to the side and then dismiss the rest of your yellows right about here. The glow and drive will go through this path, so your yellows will grab onto it and speed it up. But this 1 yellow we'll use to distract the bull bears. And you do specifically want a yellow, not a blue here. Always a yellow, because you need to pick up a bomb with it. So throw the yellow at the bomb and then bump into the bull bear. And as soon as you bump into the bull bear, start moving this way, so that you can get the yellow onto this side in the log. You don't want it to go around this side. You want it to be on this side in the log, and then right when it gets into this corner here, you'll dismiss it right in the corner here, and then head over and bump the other bull bear to wake it up, and then just lure it over to the Pikmin here. And then once you see it's about to bite, then you can head over here. So the reason I want specifically a yellow here, so I can grab a bomb, is so right here, if a blue Pikmin were right here, this would actually be too close to the bull bear, and it would aggro on the bull bear and attack it, and then it would die, and then the bull bear would eat it, and then there's no more Pikmin here, so it would turn around and eat the glow and drive Pikmin. So you may think, oh, it's fine, I can just throw the blue like on this side, right here or whatever, and it still distracts the bull bear. But if it's over here, it's actually not close enough to the bull bear so that to distract it, because if it's right here, then when the glow and drive passes, the glow and drive is actually closer to the bull bear than the Pikmin. If the Pikmin's right here, so then the bull bear will just turn around and eat the glow and drive. So you definitely want a bomb, so you can just dismiss it as close as possible, so that the bull bear always stays aggro on it, but it does not aggro on the bull bear. So that's why this is always a yellow bomb here. And then once that's done, you can just head over here. Again, another reason why I didn't want the UV lamp to be here is if it was around here, then I could have gotten away without activating the cutscene or the text box on it, but I forgot about that, so I activated the text box. So yeah. And then you just want to wait for parts to get in here. Most of the time, if you were really fast on the glue on drive, then it should be arriving right about at the same time as the zirconium motor. If that happens, just whistle off the zirconium motor and dismiss your Pikmin like over to the blue onion or something, because you want to use the zirconium motor later for the area cutscene skip. And then also keep an eye on the bottom of the screen here to see if the blowhog shows up. If it shows up, then that means that it will try to blow the Pikmin as soon as the cutscene ends. So you'll want to be really quick once the cutscene ends, whistle your Pikmin and move away so they don't get deflowered. I do an okay job of it here, but some of them still get deflowered. That's not that bad because it's the end of the day, but it'll make bullbacks a little faster. Or not bullbacks, but it'll make carrying the secret safe faster in Final Trial if you have as few leaves and buds as possible. But again here, the UV lamp kind of messed me up because usually the glow and drive, it gets to right about here and then it moves down for like 2 or 3 frames before getting collected. But because it bumped into the UV lamp, it didn't move down at all. And so I was unprepared. I thought I was too early, but I was actually right on time. So I don't get the cutscene skip. And then because the blowhog's here, whistle, try to move away. I do an okay job, but some of them still get blown. And then just move away to get the blowhog to walk away. And then, so to get the cutscene skip here, or the air cutscene skip here, you want to get the zirconium rotor moving first because it'll be the second part in. And its max load is 50. You want at least 40 on it, so it's quick enough. And then right as it's about to bump into the UV lamp, then load onto the UV lamp. The UV lamp's max load is 25. And then right as it's close to the little rainbow circle, then you can start mashing A on the ship to try to get the the cutscene skip. And again, just to review area cutscene skip, because I don't think actually I gave a great explanation in Forest of Hope in the Forest of Hope tutorial. But basically, when a part gets collected and a part collection scene starts, if the current number of parts collected is either 4, 11, or 28, then the game says, okay, once this part collection scene ends, I will play the area cutscene. The thing we can take advantage of here, if we get the cutscene skip on the 27th part, which is the UV lamp, is the part number increment doesn't happen until the part gets sucked into the ship. So basically, since we got the cutscene skip on this part, the part number is still 27. It hasn't gone to 28 yet. So once this part collection cutscene starts, it says, oh, well, the number's still 27. I shouldn't play the area cutscene after this because it hasn't incremented yet. And then now, once the UV lamp gets collected, the part number is 28, but the Zirconium Rotor cutscene has already started, so it doesn't do that check again to see if it should play the area cutscene after the part cutscene, so yeah. And then once those two are collected, then you can just pause and end the day. Any blues or yellows that were left behind, it's fine, you don't need them. So yeah. I think, yeah, the rest of here, I'm just going to show a couple of, oh yeah, just to look at numbers. So if you had no deaths, you should have 94 Pikmin here. The number honestly doesn't matter that much. You should usually have at least like 92, but 92 to 94 is fine. And then at least 6 yellows, basically. But here I'm just going to show a couple different times that you can encounter the whatever it's called, the snitch bugs, and how to deal with them. This is the earliest, which is right when you get back to base and when you're trying to bomb the wall. I go, oh no, there's the the snitch bug here. If you threw these bombs, you'll need to whistle them because one of them is actually aggroed on the snitch bug right now, and it's going to throw its bomb, which I need for this wall. So I whistle it so it doesn't throw its bomb. And then I turn around, just whistle the Pikmin off of all of these parts just so I can kill the snitch bug. And then just deal with it here in my base. And this, so it's definitely safe to kill it here, but it actually loses kind of a decent amount of time because you're not waiting on anything. So it's not that great, honestly, when this happens. But at least it's not a run killer. It's just like you'll lose like, I don't know, 10 seconds while you're killing it. So yeah, this is the first place that you might encounter it. The next place, which I think I actually showed in my actual run, is you can encounter it when you're heading over to the ACB. Here, it's actually right. I noticed it when it was right here. At this point, I still have time to turn around. You could fight it in the ACB arena, and I actually do show that later. But if you see it over here, basically when you're heading over here, just turn around, lead it back to the safe area back here, and then kill it right here. And I actually didn't do a very good job of killing it here, but just as an example of what you should do if you see it there. And that's actually, I think this is the first example I've shown where I whistle off before they get shaken so they don't get deflowered, and then I just throw it back onto it again. And then the next example here is I am heading to ACB, and I notice it notices me, and I have time to get in the ACB arena. And it's actually, you can kill it in the ACB arena, and it's a little faster than heading back over here, so you're where you need to be, because as soon as you kill it, then you can turn around to ACB. The only thing is, I would recommend, if you try to kill it in the ACB arena, you should learn the dismiss strat to kill it quicker, because you see here, I don't do the dismiss strat, and then I kind of mess up the throw. So yeah, I should say with the dismiss strat, a lot of times you can one cycle it, but it kind of causes some chaos here because I didn't kill it in one cycle, and now the ACB's turn to see me, and so I need to whistle this guy because this guy's idle, and there's just like some chaos here basically. But if you do try to kill it in the ACB arena, just throw into the ACB's snout first and then try to deal with the snitch bug. Oh yeah, also one other thing I didn't mention is if you fail the initial knockdown on the snitch bug, once it grabs a Pikmin, it just tries to take a beeline away from Olimar. It just runs away from you, basically. So you'll have to run at it and catch up with it, which I do here. And luckily I knock it down, and then kill it here, and turn around to deal with ACB again. Which, honestly, this killing an ACB in arena is fast if you don't mess it up, but I messed it up, so yeah. Try not to mess it up if you kill it in the ACB arena. And then here, I believe I show the dismiss strat. I only have 70 Pikmin here. Normally you should have 100. This is just, I re-landed in the day again. But you should always have 100 at the spot. But you see, once I throw Pikmin on it and I see it's going to be knocked down, then I move away from it a little bit with Olimar, or at least I should first, and then dismiss, C-stick towards it and dismiss. And all of my Pikmin will grab onto it, and then I can whistle, and then throw back on again. And then here, again, this dismiss strat, if this is essentially right after I've left the ACB arena, and I noticed, if I were to notice the Snitch bug over here, like on this wall, I want to lure it over to this stump, because there's shear bugs here, shear wigs here, that can kill my Pikmin, so just gonna lure it over here. And then this is a pretty good dismiss. I just dismiss all my blues onto it, and then whistle my yellows, and just wait for it to res up, and then I can just dismiss again. And then you can just continue and head over to the pilot seat. And then this is I think I mentioned earlier, it's really nice if it happens here because you're not really losing any time to it because you're waiting on other things. This is right before pilot seat and everything is collected. Just throw onto it, dismiss, and then you can whistle off, dismiss again. And then yeah. And then this is, I think, I showed this in my normal run as well, but just as a second example, this is how quick it is with the dismiss strat if you have 100 Pikmin. It essentially one cycles it. So yeah. These are essentially all the places you can encounter it and can kill it. So yeah, just a couple other examples just to help you deal with it, because they're definitely the hardest part of the day.